Fit like a bee, Danny Min here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 on the Grand Junction Railways map. We're down here at Wolverhampton, where I built out the sort of Wolverhampton cargo or goods terminus or goods transfer area. I used a lot of the buildings from the new mod that was added recently, the St. Charles Mill mod, which looks absolutely, the buildings are absolutely great. I have absolutely no fault with them at all. And it works sort of well because I've got a paper mill in here. Well, it's an actual paper factory. Because I've added a few more bits of freight. And I'll just push play here. We'll let the frame rate catch up. When you go from paused to playing, it's kind of bad. So yeah, there are a few new freight trains on the map. Now I will go through and explain what I did. Now I was gonna record me adding the trains. It's all trains we've seen before. There's nothing new. It's all trains that have been used previously. We will look at them individually. But yeah, there was a lot of things I needed to sort of work out and figure out, and it was a bit of a nightmare. But I got there in the end. There was a lot of things that I had misplaced, etc., and a lot of things didn't work, but now everything does work. So I will be able to go and explain exactly what is happening, and everything should be working. Possibly, hopefully, maybe. Right, so we'll head down here to Crewe. All the trains were launched from the Crewe Train Works, and the first industry is the logging industry. So we have our Crewe forest over here. We've got 168 logs waiting right there. They are being picked up by truck and taken over here, over the bridge, down here, and into the Crewe Train Works, where it is being unloaded. Now, we have, Houston, we have a problem. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I did not expect it to happen as quickly as it has, which is unfortunate. Now, I know exactly what is going on here, and I will have to put an abrupt end to this. So, one of the train lines we have here is this one here, Steel down to Crewe. So manage vehicle, yes please, manage line. So at Crewe West, I want you to load only logs and unload only steel. Perfect. At Wolverhampton Cargo, I want you to load up on steel and unload nothing. Right, so let's explain what is going on. Right, so the first line is this one. It is Crewe logs and planks. Now I'm actually going to change up this line as well, and we'll have them both load, full load. Does that do it for both of them? No. Oh no, because that's, yeah, you're only getting a full load here at Crewe, which they should actually get. That shouldn't be an issue. Once the trucks actually start to deliver stuff, they are. So yeah, we're picking up logs here. Now both trains are picking up logs, but I'll explain the wood one first. So the Crewe logs and planks sort of heads down here and through Crewe, past the Crewe goods transfer area, and then it goes all the way down to here, where it delivers the logs in here, and it picks up planks to head back. So here's Woody. Here is one of our trains. I was kind of struggling for naming conventions for these trains. So we've got Woody. He's just a Samsung 040. These are not as powerful as the generic 040s. They do have the same speed, but these ones seem to struggle more. So this one is taking planks back. That is fine. This one, train 7, is heading down with a ton of logs, which is awesome. It's even got the number printed on the side. If you do a name and then a number, it won't print the name, but it will print the number on the side, which is kind of cool actually. Now they should wait for a full load of logs next time. That should be fine. So after they've been to the sawmill, they head back up the way and they deliver the planks over here. Now they should be going to this machines factory here, and they are. This was an unforeseen event. Well, actually it was foreseen. I just chose not to do anything about it because I didn't think it would have an effect. Now it does have an effect, so I need to change that. It's all good though. It is all good. Yeah, so those planks go to there. Now, steel. Steel's a bit more of a long-winded process. There are also vehicles taking machines from here and transporting them into Crew. Now, what is your machines? 13 of 42. It's actually starting to get stuff, which is nice. Very nice indeed. Right, let's head down and check out the steel line. So, the steel line begins down here at Coalbrookdale Furnace, or Telford Furnace, or whatever you want to call it. Steel is being produced here. So this has been up and running since the very first episode. We're actually starting to get rid of some of this iron ore that is stored here, which is quite nice. And the train, these wagons bring it down here and bring it to this little area here. Now this is a new section, so I built this little area and the little trains, two little trains run back and forth. I've got trade one right there. They also bring a mixed consist of steel and fuel, because why the hell not? Wolverhampton needs fuel, and we do actually produce fuel at the gasworks down here. So yeah, this is also in range of that. So I don't need any trucks to go there. The fuel will literally be transported to that. And there's 27 fuel there. That's all good. Another wagon's coming in to pick up some stuff. Excellent. And it should be starting to push fuel across here. I think it was struggling. It was struggling to get coal. It takes 2 coal to produce 1 fuel. And I think each of these trucks will 4 or 5. Yeah, so the coal trucks are coming in and delivering the coal from the Coalbrookdale canal docks here. But what we'll do is we'll jump on our little train here, because this is all new scenery. What's unfortunate was I would like to add like a little siding up here and a little siding down at the bottom there, and have, you know, just like a helper train. If Transport Fever 2 was a more in-depth game and it gave us a bit more freedom, I'd love it to actually be a functioning helper train, just to help trains surpass steep inclines when they've got heavy consists, because those were a thing that were used back in the days, and they're still used in like America and stuff today for the really heavy freight trains. They'll add a couple of locomotives to a really heavy consist if it's going in an uphill climb. And then once it reaches the top, the helper sort of locos just sort of move off to the side, and the rest of the train continues on its journey. Now there was the Midlands Railway Big Bertha mod by Steve M4, and the whole point of the Big Bertha was to do that. So just outside Birmingham, some of the trains struggled on an incline in around that area, and what Big Bertha would do is either roll up to the back of the train and have the lead loco pull, and Big Bertha would push from the back, or it would connect to the front and both locos would be able to haul the heavy consist up the steep incline. And once the train reached the top, the Big Bertha loco pushed off to a siding, the train was left to go on its way, and then it would go back down the hill to the start to wait for the next train that needed its assistance. But we can't do that here. We can't have trains connect to wagons or other locomotives in game, or drop off entire consist and pick up a new consist. I would imagine that would be extremely the programming and development of that would be quite difficult. So yeah, here's the little train coming in, dropping off the steel and the fuel. Now there are trucks here that deliver the fuel up to the industrial area in Wolverhampton, which is situated in this corner over here. That's fine. And the steel is basically stored here and it waits gleefully for the for the next steel train to arrive. So yeah, those are the two trains. It's just train 1 and 2. They have not been named. I don't know what to name them. There is one train down here, Steely. Ah, my friend, you have picked up and should not have picked up. Yeah, so I need to continue to configure this line. So, Wolford, what the hell? Give me your line. Fuel / steel over. Oh, that's the wrong train. Right, give me that train. Mars line. So this is Stoke-on-Trent. Right, so I want you to load nothing and unload logs. Right, that should be that complete now. So what they are doing is they are heading down from Crewe, picking up steel at Wolverhampton and then taking it back up to Crewe. On their way down to Wolverhampton, they're taking excess logs and they're dropping it off here, which is just fine. Now you say that you are waiting for a free path, but you should be able to go. Wait, is this block? Nah, this is... You should be able to go there, buddy. I don't know why you're stopped. Because you're coming down this way. Oh, I see. I see. You've moved over to that... Oh, this is a problem. Because I tried to build this before. I tried to make this a diamond. And it does not like the angle. Yeah, too much curvature. Okay. We've pushed pause. Pause is fine. Pause is good. Let's try and make it a slightly less angle. And see if it will move across. Yeah, too much curvature. But it's not though. I have created diamonds on literal curves. So I don't know why it's saying that there is too much curvature. Will you not go anywhere? Spilled that. I'd like an option. Someone could possibly mod something where we can ignore the stupid guidelines. Wait, this is a relatively straight section right here. Now there is a signal there, so we need to sort of dodge that. Too much curvature, too much curvature, too much curvature. Right, this ain't gonna work. I can tell for a fact this is not gonna work. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, right, move on. Right, now we can go. So yeah, the reason this is taking planks down as well, I will show you. So we need to explain something first. So let's explain something right now. This is connected to this sawmill. One thing about this station I'll mention first is I've went with Mad Hatter's sort of wooden plank goods platform, which really looks really good. And I think for more of these stations that are sort of out in the wilderness, I'll start using the wooden surface platforms rather than the concrete ones. But yeah, so this sawmill here, right, so right now we are playing with Grim Reaper and Colaquan's Reaper and Colaquan's added industry mod packs. So they're two different packs, but they work in harmony together. Now in that pack, the only sawmill available is this. Now it takes 3 logs, creates 2 planks and 1 wood pulp. Awesome. Very awesome indeed. However, there is a slight issue. So we are delivering logs, they're getting the logs. We know the planks go all the way back up to Crewe and are getting used at the machine factory. However, there was nowhere to send wood pulp or sawdust or wood chippings, whatever you want to call it. That was a sort of dead end. Now what happens in industries like this, where one sort of good type creates 2 types of goods as an output, is if you deliver just one, what will happen is the stockpile inside the industry of the other one that is not being transported will build up to a point where the industry can hold no more. At that point, this sawmill, if we are not transporting wood pulp, will stop working. and it creates a knock-on effect. So that stops working. It then sends a message to the log or the forest down at crew that we no longer need logs. There's no point sending any more logs because we can't make any more stuff. So it has a knock-on effect, and there's other industries further on down the line that has a domino effect, and lots of bad things happen. So I'll explain it in more detail later, but we are actually moving wood pulp. So we've got sawdust here. We've got the Pulp fiction. That was an easy one to name because he's moving wood pulp. So this is going down, and it is picking it up, and it is taking it to our paper mill down at Wolverhampton. So let's head down there. So he goes and picks up that. It then comes all the way down here. Now, one of the mistakes I made is this is not connected to that area over here. My bad. So it gets delivered over to this side, and a single horse and wagon. Where are my single horse and wagon? Where are you? Oh, you're there. Oh, hello. Oh no, you're taking paper. Wait, where's my dude? Dude? Where are you? Because this is not him. Oh, there he is. Right, so he picks up wood pulp and then he takes it over here, and then they can create paper. Marvelous. I'm actually gonna add a second one of this. There you go. Have a friend. Because there's quite a lot of wood pulp there. 28. I don't know if he'll be able to move that all in time before the next train comes down. So it is getting delivered down here to this warehouse that actually has the name of your company written on the top of it. So Demon Transport, created in 1850. It's pretty cool. And it comes down here to our paper factory. Now, yeah, obviously this like painted lines and the areas for the goods looks a bit nowadays, and so does this chain link fence, but there's nothing we can do about that. So yeah, this creates paper from, here's the rule, wood pulp to paper. Now, in this mod as well, there is another way to create paper, and it is simply just to deliver logs to a paper mill and it will create paper. Now, the problem we have here is that I don't really have a suitable way of getting rid of the paper. So as I said before, I can deliver wood pulp to here. This can create paper. If we don't start sending the paper somewhere, what will happen here is this will say, hey, we're full. You need to start moving some of our end product because we can't produce any more because we have nowhere to store it. So that then sends a signal to the wagon to stop bringing wood pulp because there's no more room for it. It then sends a signal to the train saying, hey, stop bringing wood pulp because this wagon can't deliver it to here because it doesn't want it anymore. The sawmill then gets backed up because the wood pulp isn't being moved. It then shuts down the logging camp because the sawmill can't move its wood pulp. As I said before, it's got a huge domino effect, and before you know it, you'll have tons of trains running around empty, trucks running around empty, industries sitting doing nothing, if you don't sort of keep an eye on it. There was a few other industries like that. You used to get a steel mill that created steel and slag as a byproduct. What you would do is you would move tons of steel. You wouldn't really move the slag to a construction materials plant. What would happen is the slag would build up, the steel mill would shut down, and then your coal line and iron ore line that are supplying that then become completely useless. You have massive coal and iron ore trains running around, taking away huge amounts of money and not really doing anything. So in order to mitigate this, we are delivering paper to somewhere. Now it's over here, right? So the Walsall Goods Factory. Now, this will take paper and plastic and it will create goods. Now, slight problem here. Plastic wasn't really a massively produced thing in the 1830s. Plastic really didn't come on the go until sort of later on in life. But here, I think I'm going to have to take a So yeah, we're going to have to take a little bit of creative liberty. And what I'll do is place a freestyle industry somewhere and start moving plastic across. Now, one of the really cool things that was in this mod pack is that you can create a newspaper printing press. There it is right there. Now, this will accept paper and it will create newspapers, which is awesome. However, as you can see, none of my towns or cities here will accept newspapers. Now, that is partly my bad. I knew that there was a problem with getting the newspapers to work and be accepted by towns, and it's to do with the mod loading order. Now, I screwed this up because I have actually changed it to the other way around so that newspapers will work, but it seems like if you do it during the middle of a save game, and if you haven't done this right from the very beginning of the playthrough, before you actually start the map, it will not work. So I can create newspapers until the end of time. I will just have nowhere to send them. I'm going to keep working on it and see if I can find a way to fix it. But yeah, so normally you would go into the editor here, newspapers might be there, or it might already be a requirement of a town or city, but because I've loaded them in the wrong way, newspapers are now not a thing, which is my bad. But I now know this for future. I knew there was an issue with newspapers before, getting them to work and stuff, but yeah, if I could get the newspaper printing press up and running, that would be great. I would just delete this. There would be no need for plastic. This could just come on the go later, and we would be totally fine. Alas, I can't do that. So yeah, that's how we're getting rid of the paper. Now, I'd like to make goods. Who wants goods? Nobody here wants goods. Does nobody want goods? Does anybody down here want goods? You want goods? Yeah, could maybe deliver goods all the way back down to crew. That could be a thing. So that might be something for a future episode. But right now, it is working. It is getting rid of the wood pulp. It is creating paper. We are getting rid of the paper, and it's going up here. Eventually, this stored will become a point for it will get full. It's not going to be full at the moment. I think it goes up to, it can go up to like, I've seen some of them at like 2,000. So we've got a long way to go before that becomes an issue. So that's going to work for the moment. The reason the steel train was trying to take planks down here is because this will also take planks. So some planks may already actually be on their way up there. In fact, no, that's paper. That's fine. And you are my wood pulp. You're making 711 quid. Excellent. So yeah, that was the new industries that were added, and those were some of the sort of difficulties and challenges I had to overcome. I already knew that this might be a problem if I did not start to get rid of the wood pulp. I've sort of combated that issue now. Fortunately, you get 2 planks for 1 wood pulp, so we'll obviously always have sort of more planks, which is nice. That's not really an issue. And we are starting to get machines, which means everything all the way from Colebrook Dale all the way down the line is working sufficiently, which is awesome, because that's really what we wanted to see here. Now you are coming in, and it looks like, yeah, see, that's a problem. Here, right? This is the dedicated train that only goes to the sawmill down at the end of the line. Perfect. What it's done though, even though this is the fastest train to get down there and get back up again, because it only goes to the sawmill, it has prioritized the other train over this one, which is really, 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 really annoying. Urban Games, for all their greatness, the new patch, new update is great. What we need though is some way to say, hey, even this out 50-50. Say I went 2 logs to go to this side and 2 logs to go to that side. That's it. so they both get an even match. Instead of prioritizing one side over the other, I mean, really, it should automatically pick the fastest train, the fastest route. This is the shortest amount of distance to cover before it can come back and get more logs. It's annoying. It's frustrating because this one can drop off logs, but then it has to go all the way down to Wolverhampton and then come all the way back up with steel before it can load up again. So it should really be prioritizing this one. I might just cancel that. It's annoying. I don't know. I mean, did you get any more there? You got a couple. It's going to take them ages to fill that up. Stupid. I don't know why it does that. But that's something I'd like. That's something that should really be addressed. Pick this. Have goods be left at a platform, but pick a priority on which train they should go to. So maybe all the wood could be over here. If this train fills up and there's some left and the other train comes in, it can take whatever's left. That should be something that needs to be added and needs to be addressed, because this will be sitting here for ages now and we won't be able to get planks up. Yes, massively frustrating. You're coming in with another 4. We're getting an auto save. I've not detailed this area. Actually, that's weird. I thought I had. Oh, it's one of the missing textures must be the stuff I put down here. Oh, that's sad. Oh well. Right, speed you up. So 4, right? You got 2. He is coming in though, so he can take all of this. 76. Okay, you gave up. You gave up really, really quickly there. Right, see, the excess there should be added over to this side. What I'm going to do though is, because there are a lot of logs, so I am going to bump this line up. There are quite a lot of vehicles on here, 16 vehicles. Do I want to duplicate them again? I kind of do, because even though it's not that far from here to there, it takes them an age. It takes them an age to get there, which is quite bad actually. Now, go to this, manage line. Yeah, you're set at crew to pick up a full load, but your stop time is only 3 minutes. I suppose you do take the planks back up. There we go, it's got 4 there. And the rest are on their merry way. Okay, fine, perfect. Right, that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you did watch this and you'd like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there is more you would like to see in the future, then hit the subscribe button. But I've been Danny Man, this has been Transport Fever 2, and I will catch you later.